What Nakayama-san's doing over here is essentially pushing one button, correct?
Yeah, we're looking at him right now. He's playing with one hand. And doing all that, as you can see here.
Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of PlayStation Underground. Excited today to talk about Street Fighter 6. I'm your host Brett, and I'm joined, going down the row here, next to me we've got Andy Wong from Capcom.
Hello.
And translating today, helping us talk to the producer and director who we'll introduce shortly is Hiroshi.
Hi.
Hello. And also down here we have director Nakayama-san.
Hi.
And producer Matsumoto-san.
Hi.
Happy to have you all in. Happy to have you in from Japan, out from Osaka. Great to be here. Also, this is probably the first little behind the scenes, the first PlayStation Underground we've recorded in person in who knows how many years. You're the first ones in so long.
Oh, wow.
Happy to make it a good one. But we're going to talk about dynamic controls in Street Fighter 6, which is launching imminently / out now based on when we're posting this. It should be pretty available right about now. But we're going to talk about character profiles, ways to do moves, combos. We're going to look at all of it. We're going to start first, though, with a look at some arcade mode and dynamic controls, which you guys have talked out a little bit about, but we're going to take a look at how that works in-game. A great beginner mode, it sounds like.
Yeah, we've been saying that it's really button mash friendly, so it's really for anyone that really just wants to play, see all the cool moves, and it's local only, so it's not online.
Yeah.
But a lot of people that we've been talking to said like it's a great thing for maybe their nephew or their niece or their little brother who's not into fighing games to just get into and see things.
Yeah, so let's take a look. We're jumping with Marisa here and look at arcade mode. And arcade mode, so as with... Oh, we get a little intro first.
The oldest martial art. Its origins date back to ancient Greece. In the arena, no form of attack was taboo. Fighters would gouge each other's eyes out, if that's what it took. A pancratiast's pride was everything, with many choosing death over submitting in defeat. And I am their descendant. What am I doing, you ask? The same thing we pancratiasts have been doing for thousands of years. Fighting, of course. And these are all I need.
Ready to go.
How about that?
So, jumping into arcade mode, classic face-off. I do love you move the D-pad to change the face of the character. I love those. Yeah, what we're looking at here is dynamics. So you were saying a great beginner mode. So what Nakayama-san's doing over here is essentially pushing one button, correct?
Yeah, we're looking at him right now. He's playing with one hand. And doing all that, as you can see here.
So good.
It is. It's pretty amazing. And each button, it does something different depending on like how far you are or how close you are.
Contextual,
It does, yeah. So if you're far away and you're maybe Ryu, we're not Ryu right now, we're Marisa. But if you're far away as Ryu, you can press a button and he just does a Hadouken. But then if it's close, and you press the same button, he'll do a combo.
Cool. Oh, nice parry. That didn't matter. Making quick work of Ryu here to get through the arcade mode a bit, but like you were saying, it's a way to... Because so much matters when picking a character in Street Fighter is how the look and feel of that character speaks to you, right? And I feel like dynamic mode is a fun way to just see them in motion, see their moves, see how they animate, see what just their personality is, right? Because that's a big part of picking a character, especially a casual player like myself. Like that's what I gravitate towards is a character that is exuding some kind of energy that I associate with. And so this could be a good way for like your super beginners to get a handle on that.
No, exactly, and that's like what it's built for. It's to see what each character is capable of, to see what makes them the character. Like Marisa, you can tell she's an imposing character, almost like a bullying style play.
Right, up
and
in your face.
Yeah, if you're a beginner, you might not know how to do that, but in dynamic, it's pretty clear that all her moves like make you go forward and everything.
Right, you'll see how they connect.
Exactly.
And then as we'll get through in the remainder of the underground, we have a few... There's modern controls that we'll talk about here right in just a moment, and then there's of course the classic 6-button controls that old school players are going to know really well, and all of those options are available to you at any time. Obviously, dynamic, like we said, is offline only. Local, can't take that online.
Nope.
But it is a good way for like a brand new person jump in, looking good.
Yeah, Nakayama-san literally just holding his hand out.
Laying waste to the opposition. But you can see also, that's a good note here as well, is unlocking things as you played through. The truck.
Everyone's best friend.
If it's not a car or a pile of bricks, it's a giant truck.
Yep.
So, like, the detail. Just watching this engine, it's captivating me.
It's classic Street Fighter.
Where's that grill going? There we go.
I actually think Marissa can probably beat up a truck in real life. Like, I'd have all the characters.
I mean, I'm seeing evidence of that right in front of me.
That's true. But yeah, you can still do dynamic in this mode too, and it's probably easier as well.
Man, the core of this truck is the hardest part of the truck. They should make the whole truck out of that part.
Seriously.
So I think now we're going to zip out of this arcade mode and just jump into another character, but then show the same kind of situation, but with the modern controls, which is a different approach. If you kind of, we were talking offline earlier about if you start at the top, say dynamic, very beginner friendly, very like just push buttons and see cool things happen, get a sense. The next step down for a brand new player might be what we're going to look at now, which is modern controls. Which you want to talk a little bit about how those work?
Yeah, so modern is a different way of thinking. There is an amazing assist button, which is on PlayStation controller, R2. But then instead of like 3 kicks and 3 punches, it's light, medium, heavy, depending on which button you press. And then there's a special button. So you can do a Hadouken with just triangle. And then you do Hadouken, or you could do a Shoryuken with triangle and forward. So the whole thing is mapped out, so it's a little easier to use. But it's totally viable online. It's a different way of thinking if you want to do modern. And yeah, it is in some ways easier to use than the classic. For anyone who wants to really get into from dynamic to classic, it's a good middle ground.
It's a nice, the next step down or up, depending on which way this metaphor is going, but like of introducing yourself to getting the satisfaction of button inputs, seeing moves come out, seeing moves land, and learning a character one step in.
Yeah, and it's balanced in a way so that they're both, again, viable.
Yeah. So Manon, ballerina style.
Oh, she's like
fashion style.
Fashion. Judoka, supermodel.
Everything. All of the above. Yeah, can you talk about, like, you mentioned like kind of a grappler, getting close kind of character. So we're seeing with modern controls.
Yeah, so she can just press triangle and it could just be a special move. There we go. Well, that's just a throw, but yeah.
Throw, yeah.
There we go.
Like command grab, yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Nice.
And Manon is super cool because she's like a medal count on the right under her bar.
Oh, I see that.
Yeah, so every time you do one of the command throws, that increases, and when it reaches like level 5, it's an insane amount of damage.
Oh, okay. So the more you land, damage output goes up.
Yeah.
Okay. I might be simplifying there, but that's
about right. She's so cool. And then there's the auto combo. So if you hold R2, the assist button, and start just pressing square, 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 or XXX, or circle, 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 it'll be a combo just by itself. So you can see what it looks like before you want to try it in maybe classic mode or something. And yeah, supers, also easier to do. It's just triangle, circle, and a directional button.
Nice. So what was the flashy move we saw Manon pull off there? Drive rush? Did I miss it?
I think I might have missed it. Let's see.
So yeah, we'll get into some of the meters you see at the top. Obviously held at the top, but then you've got this meter where your overdrive moves, drive rush, drive impact, all that'll stem from that, which we'll probably get into in some of the trials, but loving the fashion.
Yeah, and for arcade mode, the score that you see, these can actually be uploaded online to online leaderboards. So like, there's more ways to compete than just against each other. You could, if you're an arcade mode aficionado,
great,
get the highest score.
And we also talked about we saw some notifications of like unlocking things. So as you play, you'll unlock different. Obviously, there's an ending for the character when you finish, but then other items you'll unlock in galleries and so on.
Yeah. I don't know if Nakayama-san wants to talk about that.
そうですね。 各キャラクターのねストーリーをクリアする。
Yeah, so basically, as you, when you do complete a character's arcade mode, you do unlock like illustrations and stuff that you can later view from the gallery. And also, depending on how well you score or if you complete certain conditions, then you can. There's a chance to get bonus art content that you can also check out from the gallery.
What we'll do now is classic controls, which is that 6-button layout people are familiar with from whether arcade days, console days, going back into the 90s, the classic format.
Exactly, and these are really great just for anyone, even veterans of Street Fighter, because this is a brand new Street Fighter. So maybe Cammy, she has changed from her previous iteration, so it's a good way to just basically see what else you can do.
Oh, for sure. We were playing earlier, and like I've been playing as Blanca since playing in bowling alleys as a kid in like '91. I have to gravitate towards the weirdos in every one of these games, but even like playing Blanca all that time, like it behooves me to go into this mode and learn, because some inputs have changed and possibilities of the character have changed, and he has the Blanca-chan dolls, and there's other things going on. So even if you know Cammy really well, if you know Honda, Ryu really well, or if you're a brand new player, as you see here, you're going to get a very clear instruction on how to do a move, Spiral Arrow for Cammy.
Yeah, they teach you like the ways to use Spiral Arrow here, and then they give you a chance to do it yourself, just so you can get more accustomed to the commands.
Yeah, and I really like these contextual notes at the bottom that are a thing that's hard to convey in any training mode. Is like, here's what the move is, but here is beneath that is the why you should do this move. Because that was a big thing for me learning as a kid, was like, my trick is I will do super moves all the time.
Same, honestly.
and it's not until you're like, I'll just throw fireballs the whole time. There's no strategy can beat this, and then you're like, oh right. So teaching a new player, like, here's why Spiral Arrow is a useful move is hopefully with these notes is helpful in conveying that information. Like teaching you about anti-air, teaching you about spacing and what that does.
And it's different for every single character, so it's not the same lesson. It's
oh cool, yeah,
very dependent on which character you're choosing.
Nice. So Overdrive is doing a special move with 2 button presses instead of 1, and it's a more powerful version of the move.
And it takes up 2 bars of the drive gauge. The green bar,
Which, those Overdrive moves, useful for. It's like a powered up move of that same thing. So like, again, I will use the Blanca example because you can throw the headset off me at any point and I'll leave. But like the regular ball will just like get hit by a projectile. But if you do an EX ball, he'll go through the projectile, which is like, hey, great, this is a way I can now compete with it's one option I have for a projectile. I can do a river run and go under it. I can do a duck, but I could also use a ball. Hey,
and there we go. Nakano-san showing you the Blanca-chan dolls.
Oh, here we go. Look at this merchandising. But yeah, even just playing them just a little bit, there was familiar things, but then they have new inputs, or how they connect is different. So it's a fun way to play something familiar yet also feel new. So you place the Blanca-chan bomb down. Yep. Oh, is it different punch buttons do
the distance?
Okay.
So this is his install. It's from it's basically like he's Video Trigger 2.
Oh yeah, where you can chain different vertical or horizontal ball attacks, and they keep hitting.
Yep.
Yeah, he's just goofball, annoying. It's what's fun about playing. The only downside to a Blanca is Blanca mirror match, where you've got 2 people doing just the same thing, and you can acknowledge it from across the room, like give each other a polite nod.
Yeah.
And then everyone else is just get back down here. But yeah, like electricity here being a direction instead of, typically you'd mash punch buttons. Interesting.
Yep. But like I said, that's what the character guides are.
Yeah.
Good for veterans, just to get used to the characters again. Because Ryu gets played everywhere, so.
Yeah. And so from the character guide, obviously then if you're wanting to get into a little bit more of your own training, you can jump into a classic training mode, been around for many years, but there's some quality of life stuff in here that we'll probably show off.
Yes, lots of it. Again, for newcomers and for the FGC pros.
Who should he try out?
Oh, if we're just doing a training mode, I mean, we could look at one of the new characters to see training, like Kimberly, and I know Andy, you're fond of JP.
I do love JP.
Everyone's fashion is just on another level in this game, and yeah, I wanted to mention that off the top too. Just the overall color palette of this game, the street, the neon, the graffiti, it exudes Street Fighter in a way that is just, it all comes together so well. Even the trailers, like the way the trailer stitched together different scenes, it's really slick. So yeah, lots of text on screen, but this is all useful information when you're like really in there and know your character.
Yeah, the two bottom bars are basically the frame data. So for people who don't know, fighting games is at a super high level.
Right.
It's a frame system where if there's like you got to see which moves are safe and whatever. But like, even if you're new to the game, it's a good way to just see things visualized.
Right. Yeah, it's like most folks, you can play 100 hours of Street Fighter and not worry about frame data and just have fun. And how I've lived most of my life. But there are times when it is useful to go in and see that, just to know in the back of your mind, like, this move has this many startup frames, this move has this many. So even if you just internalize, like, this move feels safe in this situation, this move does not feel safe, as long as you start internalizing that on a broad level, that can make you better pretty quick. As same as learning, like, don't do a special move just because you can.
Yeah.
It's the why you do a special move, but also knowing in broad terms, like, I shouldn't be doing this move all the time, this normal, because the windup is too much, or it's not safe on block, or whatever.
Exactly.
And hopefully you're getting that from this mode.
What options did Nakayama-san put on?
ですね、フレームデータが見れるやつ、アンディが説明してくれたやつと、あと攻撃のキャンセ
So
ル。
yeah, he was just kind of messing with the cancel, like a visualization of like where, like when you can cancel the move. So like one of our system moves, Drive Rush, you can cancel from cancelable normals into a Drive Rush, and then the red and blue kind of is like an indicator that shows like when you can cancel into that. Yeah.
Okay. Because that is when, Street Fighter 4, 5, and now 6, when they come out, like, for one of the first things I certainly do is figure out which character I'm going to play, but then also is going to training mode and just like what cancels into what. Or what is an even option, and having like an indicator like that is really useful to know, like, I shouldn't waste my time, like, I'm sure this will connect if I just try hard enough, and it's like, no. This readout, this visualization helps you make those connections a little faster.
Oh, I love Kimberly's level 3.
So what
Changes the music.
changes the music is slick? I'm guessing this just unlocks new, or just an overall powered up mode for Kimberly.
Yeah. So if she hits, then it does do damage. But even if it doesn't hit, she gets into this mode where you can see her. She's dancing. There's new music, and she's powered up for the whole match.
Rest of the match.
So even if you put this out, or even if she does it in round 1, she still has it for round 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and round 3. So she's faster. She does more damage, and she has that bomb music playing.
Yeah. Even again, just to come back to the color scheme of the whole game, like the very comic book style aura around her head, which signifies music is happening. It's just very slick.
Oh yeah, I love the style for this.
ここで簡単なね。
So he's going to show some other kind of like existing like practice scenarios. So right now he's showing us like if you want to practice how to counter a drive impact with your own drive impact, this is kind of like an easy way to set the CPU so that it will kind of randomly perform drive impacts, and then this kind of tests your timing. Yeah, reaction speed, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Reaction speed, and yeah.
And it's just kind of like an easy setting they could just automatically turn on and like, I want to practice this. And then it allows you to do so, yeah.
So if you're again thinking of that hypothetical user journey we've been on here of a player like jumping in and picking a character, eventually you're going to want to jump into the combo trials where many of us have spent many hours trying to land these combos. But yeah, we were thinking of one of the like classic 8 World Warriors. So odds are, a lot of folks watching probably have some kind of memory of those 8 characters.
Okay.
And we'll get into their combos, which start very manageable. Like, okay, this
Very
makes sense.
manageable.
This is what I understand. Gotcha.
Yeah, like there's a beginner. It's actually split between beginner, intermediate, and advanced.
Right.
So the beginner ones are, as you can see there, it's just like a small, short target combo.
Great.
With our favorite Ryu.
So just fundamental things that look great.
Fundamental things that, if you're new to the game, these things still make a difference. If you're in Classic, at least.
Yeah.
Just the air into the sweep.
There we go. He's down.
There's quite a few.
There you go. That's the bread and butter.
There, low board fireball.
The room goes wild.
Yeah.
Truly one of the most satisfying. Like 12 years old, figuring out how that worked.
Yeah.
Like, you mean this just goes right?
Wow.
It's just so satisfying.
ま
Yeah.
だねできないときはちゃんとこうお手本も見れる。
So he's just emphasizing that if you are having a hard time executing, then you can press a button to see a sample of what that actually looks like.
Right.
Yeah.
Super helpful. Because
Yeah.
sometimes the timing is a little off that you
Yeah,
think.
yeah, yeah.
So it's good to see people like watch.
ちょっとできない。はい。
This guy's computer's too good. Yeah, I remember definitely having to go in and see some demos of, oh, that's really cool too.
Yeah.
Slowing the game speed down so you can really get a sense of the timing of, especially when you get into longer combo strings or practice.
Yeah. Just for anything too. No, this is super useful, and I think
Hey.
it makes things a lot more forgiving.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times, if you're trying to do like a long combo, you're thinking about the second step.
Yeah, you
and then
get in
the
your own
fourth
head.
one. Yeah,
Easy to get in your own
exactly,
head. Yeah.
Exactly.
And then applying that to a real world scenario where it's like, okay, I've figured out this combo, but now I have to put in. Can I land this on a human being? It's just all part of the journey, but it's just so satisfying going online or playing with friends and just getting like casual matches with a lobby and you're just like playing with friends. It's like some of the most fun I've ever had with fighting games. Or video games in general, just being able to play with friends at your same skill level and just like figuring out characters and experimenting. It's so fun.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
And Street Fighter 6 has like a lot of ways just to play with your friends, either casually or if
Yeah.
you want to do, ranks, that's fine too. But just, it should be a fun experience for everyone.
Yeah. I'm stoked. So what is this, the Ryu like buffed down punch?
Oh,
and he
so
like
that's-
summons energy.
Yeah, so that is his Denjin charge.
Okay.
Yeah. It buffs his fireball, buffs his new move Hashogeki. And if you do it with the Hashogeki, it kind of results in a spin or a crumple.
Okay. And then the idea is here from that spin, you can then keep going.
Yes. It's my favorite thing to do. When I play Ryu, I just Denjin charge Hadouken, over and over again.
If they keep getting hit by it, I keep doing it.
Exactly.
It's one of the psychological warfare of this guy's not going to throw me 3 times in a row.
But then,
He's definitely not going to throw me 4 times in a row.
Definitely not 5 times,
And
right?
5 times would be crazy. And then
ちょっと無理だねこれ。
It's like a hard time with this combo.
I mean, this is how it is. You chat with friends while you try to get some combos going.
Hey, you could sit here for like a long time doing these combos, but they're great and like they're dependent on which character you're playing. So for like maybe like super complicated characters, it's going to be like super long.
Right, many inputs. Whereas we were looking at one earlier, it was an advanced combo, but maybe only like 5, 4 or 5 actual not inputs, but sections of the combo, right? But it also just helps you get a sense of, even if you can't land the combo, or if you're just, it takes a long time, it opens up your mind to what is possible with that character. Of like, oh, I didn't even realize these two aspects of the character spoke to each other. This move and that move, or this state to that state, a character spinning or crumpled or whatever.
Yeah.
Knowing you can catch them that way. Yeah, just tell us about it's a new mode, but adds some fun.
It's wild.
Yeah.
Chaos,
Just
wild.
pure, yeah.
Any of those same words.
Well,
Look it up in the thesaurus.
Gimmicks,
there we
right
go.
there.
どれがいい
Oh, which set of rules and gimmicks do you guys want to see?
I mean,
Which one do they want to show?
Heaven and Hell is leaping out to me.
Oh, Heaven and Hell.
Everyone to hit it.
Everyoneヘル
Hi.
で
And
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, it was a
I mean,
lot.
I do love
Some Mega Man.
I mean, I'm always there for the,
Okay.
the Mega Man references. But yeah, we were looking at Shock Zone earlier too, I think, which was funny.
Yeah, so Extreme Mode is, as you saw, rules and gimmicks. So rules is basically changing how you win. So it's
Right,
not
it's not
necessarily damage.
Okay.
It could be, we clicked Heaven and Hell, so you'll see how that works out. But there's another one where you have a bunch of things on the top that tells you all the moves that you have to do, which is super educational. And then the gimmicks is like what happens on the stage. So there's the running bull one that people might have seen.
Yeah, the trailer,
yeah. And this one we chose the Mega Man one, right?
man gimmick, yeah.
But this is wild mode. It's for fun. If people want to do tournaments with this, great, go for it.
It's just
fun.
setting his watch. 7 minutes.
Okay, so Heaven and Hell. Yeah.
ああなるほど
So every character has a random buff and a random debuff.
Okay. Wow.
出ない
No specials. Oh no.
Oh, special moves disabled. Yeah.
Yeah, it's super wild. It's crazy.
And so, what does the Met do when it? It's just like it lands and gets in the way.
Yeah, whoever kicks it first can activate it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And so, CPU guile side dash is disabled, but both of you have a larger perfect parry window.
Yeah. Let's see if anyone uses that. But
But the benefit of a perfect parry is like, yeah, if you land it on the correct moment, it opens them up to counterattack, or you can hit them back.
exactly that.
Ooh.
Yeah, so like think of all the different rules and gimmick combinations there can be. I don't even think I've tried them all, but like I've done this so many times and it surprises me every time. It's just a mode to laugh at.
Oh yeah, it's. Oh, and they change per round.
Yeah, they do.
Oh, okay, that's pretty fun.
You gotta pay attention.
Permanent burnout. Also, no meter.
Yeah.
Okay. Jumps disabled.
Yeah.
Wow.
The debuffs get like, yeah, they're pretty severe. I don't even know which one's worse. They're both pretty bad.
But that is fun because you're both dealing with your own problems.
Everyone has their own problems.
Just out here trying to survive, man.
Yeah
Man, CPU Guile is just going crazy.
おおでも威力が
Oh, yeah, because his attack up is so high, he was able to KO right there.
Ah.
And then take a look at one more, which was we were looking at the one where forget which one this is, but where you have different moves you have to do to win the match, like a bingo style thing.
これ条件をクリアしなければいけないやつ。これかな？
これ
Rules and regulations. はい。
Yeah, that just seemed like just a fun way.
これ面白い
Oh, he wants bombs away is a good
Oh,
gimmick.
yeah, yeah. Let's do it.
I've been a failure, I've been a soldier. I'm like a diamond, I'm ready for you. The life's been trying, I learned all my lessons. Sure thing.
Classic outfits.
And yeah, I love these intros. This is just so good.
I never get tired of them. I let them play out every single time. And it changes depending on what stage you actually...
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So it is the actual stage during the versus screen. That's a meme right there.
It's too serious.
Yeah, so this is a really cool rule. And it's educational, as you can see. Like, do one throw.
Yeah, so yeah, on the left you'll see Honda's rules here. To win the match, needs to throw one time, do one command throw, and so on. But meanwhile, you have no health bar, so it's just you have to do these things to win.
Yep.
Oh, there's the bomb.
Here we go.
Yeah.
It's like a hot potato thing. Also very scary. But yeah, whoever can complete them first wins the round.
Okay. We got 2. So I get 2 drive impacts, 2 punish counters.
Oh, Jamie.
Interrupted.
Oh no. It's gonna. Oh.
Man, he's not having it.
And Jamie's like, you're not. Oh, there. Okay, there's 2 of them now.
There's a drive impact.
Yep.
Okay, now we're in there.
So one more. Oh, this one's gonna be really hard. Oh, you did it! I'm like, this one's gonna be difficult. Okay. Like punish counter.
Oh, and it's fun. They don't like do a KO thing. They just they get their frustrated kind of timeout animation because it's like shaking fist.
And it changes between rounds.
Yeah,
of
the
course.
rules refresh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a fun, I don't know, like meta game to think of how am I going to get these moves? Because you both know you're both trying to get these very precise things in, not trying to do anything fancy, just trying to get the moves in.
Yeah, and if you want to go like super strategic, you look at the opponent, what they want to do, and you make sure that they don't do it.
Right.
That's a top tier strat right there.
I've got my notebook here, so
Yeah, hopefully write that down.
Make them not do
their thing, whatever Hunt or Jamie is doing. Okay, that one's.
Oh, there we go.
Good job.
That's it.
Honda wins.
Love it.
What do you drink in power up like that? I do love the character-specific interactions. Those are always fun. But yeah, thanks again so much for bringing this over, and we're super excited. The game's out June 2nd, and we are been excited to watch the game flourish over the last couple of years. Obviously, we've had it in a couple of state of plays, and it's been so fun to watch the trailers, the character reveals, and yeah, can't wait for everybody to get their hands on it and start playing. We'll see you all online. Thanks again for joining us.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
PlayStation